So you're trying to say that your best friend or your friend can't be someone in the family, and it can't be someone that you're having sex with. Is that what they're trying to say?
That's what they're trying to say. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either.
Quite frankly, from the Lees, secrecy has no place in your marriage. We don't talk about some things because we don't want to offend. We don't talk about some things because we might feel like it, I don't know, you might start pointing fingers at me.
So the first year, that's what we're talking about, right? The first year?
Yeah, first year.
It could really make or break you, I think. It sets you up. That I won't say make or break. I'll say it really sets the tone for the marriage.
I think it does. And here's the I think a big issue for some. Some go into the marriage having had issues beforehand and feel like the marriage is going to fix some things once they get married. So they end up going into that first year with the same issues that weren't rectified before they even got married. So it's not even necessarily that it's the first year. It's just that you didn't get fixed what you should have gotten fixed before you walked down the aisle.
He set us up for that. Yeah, because I thought we was going somewhere else, and now we over here on Front Street.
We out here.
Toes hurting, belt out.
I'm sorry. That's what we're doing. I just go where the Lord leads me.
Is that what it is?
It ain't me.
Lead him, Lord. Lead him, Lord. Lead him.
See what we do, right?
Go ahead.
Is we will see things. We will hear things. We will feel things that we know it's just not right.
In the dating process.
Mm-hmm. We'll do that, but then we will ignore those things or let them slide, and then we'll just walk into the marriage because we get so excited. We get into the planning of it,
the dress and the food and
all of it, right?
Having all my friends around,
all of it, all this stuff about this day that for people that you don't even care about, and you truly will get caught up in that part of it, all the planning and the preparation for the one day, and you do nothing for the lifetime covenant that you make in it. So those issues that you push to the side or that you ignore, those red flags that went off.
Red flags.
You ignore those and you go and you walk down the aisle, and once all of that is over with that day, now you in the marriage. You get back from the honeymoon if you happen to take one, and the key, or what we would label it, is the first year. Why is the first year so hard? Well, baby girl, it wasn't the first year. This year 5. Y'all been dating for 4 years.
This is true.
And you were dealing with that before you got married.
This is true.
Don't blame it on the first year of marriage when you didn't rectify and fix that issue in the first year of you dating.
We're gonna now pass the offering plate. We take the money that fold, not the money that jingle. Because he put a word on y'all today. I'm telling you.
I want the money that jingle jangle. What did you say?
No, don't know that.
I don't know. Anywho, don't break my mojo.
My bad.
You heard what I said.
Let me move over.
I said what I said.
Yeah, right. You did, baby. You did.
The first year, it's not the first year of marriage. It isn't. You're just recognizing now, in the first year of your marriage, that it should have been fixed before you got married.
So it's a carryover.
It's carryover. It's that extra stank that you should have left. Because of course, when you get to the point to where you get married, you're gonna die. You're supposed to die. Both of you. You make that commitment and you die to one another to become one. You leave all of that other stuff behind and you walk into it together, cleave to one another and leave all the other stuff behind. But if you don't do, many times we don't do that. Mm. We don't do it. We don't go into it with the right spirit. We don't go into it with the right preparation, because many times we don't. 9 times out of 10, folks aren't even getting the premarital counseling that they need to determine, is this the person that I'm supposed to be marrying right now? See, that's what folks don't want to hear. It's not that you don't want to marry them forever. That's not your person. But right now may not be the time, because there's some things you need to work out. There's some things that
for yourself as well.
Exactly.
Right.
You need to work out, because marriage isn't a selfish institution. It isn't. You can't walk into it with all of these selfish ideas on what you're going to do and how you're going to have it. You got to serve the other person. And I know, ladies, y'all don't like that submission thing. It's like a bad word. It is. Now, but it's part of what you got to do. And fellas, you ain't off the hook. Because if she's going to submit, she's got to be led. And you need to be following someone that she can follow behind you.
I like it when he talk that talk. Oh, tell him, baby.
So
tell him.
This is not something you take lightly.
Right.
So don't blame it on the first year. I say you blame it on you being unprepared.
Lack of preparation.
That's what it is. That's truly what it is. We get notifications just about with the exception of earthquakes. I think we kind of get prepared from pretty much any aspect. We got a hurricane coming. You know for weeks. Typically when a hurricane pops up, usually you got several days to prepare. Even tornadoes, they're kind of come off of a system of sorts where the elements are
the temperature is right
to where it can generate. They'll say, "Hey, you got a tornado watch. That's coming, so you watch out for it." Right? Man, there's something about when you get ready to walk down that aisle. It's like you're not really prepared for what's before you, because we have been living 2 separate lives. We're bringing it together in the perfect storm to where we have to now live to serve one another. And if you haven't been in that mindset, you haven't been exercising that muscle, it's going to be tough.
But we've been dating for 4 years.
It's not the same.
We've been together for 4 years.
It's not the same.
We've been talking for these 4 years. Yep. We have been, some cases we might have been shacking for the 4 years.
Might have been.
So we've been sharing a lot of things for these 4 years. This is the next step in this relationship is marriage.
So let me share a little something with you on that and put some light on it. Let's take the shacking. No knock on anybody if that's what you're doing. But you can do that for decades and have no problems whatsoever. And as soon as you decide that you want to do marriage, you could be divorced in a year.
But that's what we're talking about. How does that happen? How does that happen? We've been getting along so well. Please.
You want to hear it?
Where's the light? Where's the light?
Marriage is the representation of God's love for the church and his people. Okay? Him robing himself in flesh and providing that ultimate sacrifice, hanging on that cross, dying and sacrificing himself to cover us. That was the ultimate love.
Okay.
And us deciding to do the same with one individual, becoming one, dying to ourselves. And as husbands, us loving you as my wife, as Christ loved the church. It parallels. It's the example of how God loves us. Mm-hmm. So if the enemy can come in and shake that foundation and break up that example that's there showing the love of Christ for us, he gonna do that. If you living over there and you're doing your own thing, that's not what God. That's not the
not
way,
in line with the word.
That's not the way He had it. That's not the way it was supposed to be. But as soon as you decide to make up your mind, we're gonna do this the way that God had it planned for us, then that's
And he steps.
He in there. He'll bring in issues, all kinds of issues, I promise you, because it represents the plan that he has for us. And we all know the enemy had his chance. He was there. He got greedy. Wanted to be first instead of second. Hey, so be it. So any opportunity that he can to come in to keep us from lining up with the way that the Lord has in store for us, he's coming for you.
Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to let you continue. How do we make that first year the best year instead of this, oh my goodness, first year marriage?
First thing you got to do, you got to truly die to each other.
What's that look like?
That looks like serving. We hear about the golden rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Golden rule, treat others the way they want to be treated.
That's right.
I challenge that. You treat people the way they want to be treated. That's true service. That is true service. And the only way you can find that out is by communicating, asking them, how would you want me to do this? How would you want me to do that? That's where a lot of marriages fail. The unmet expectations, because you don't talk about it. We're not mind readers. You got to get into that first year and start to learn one another so I can serve you the way that you want to be served. That's the first step. And then line yourself with a Bible-based church, I would say, with like-minded couples, and doggone it, even a marriage mentor. Someone or some couple that you admire, that you can align yourselves with, that can help to hold you accountable.
Absolutely.
Do that. You don't have to have issues and problems right when you get started with this. It's just always good to have someone there to hold you accountable. Period.
That's good.
You got to do it.
That's good.
I'm sorry. I feel like I ostracized you a little bit in this conversation.
And you did.
My bad. You know, you got to bring it. You got to come with when the Lord is using me. I just got to go with it. You know, so.
Great word, though.
I apologize.
Really great word. You did a good
if I
job.
kept you on the outside, my love.
You did a good
Because you
job.
are the energy that gives me breath and life and death and width and
don't worry about it. Let it ride.
all that good stuff. You know
Let it
what I'm
ride.
saying?
Let it ride. Let it ride.
So
Okay,
he
wrap
left
that
me.
thing
He
up.
left me. I left them words. Anywho,
Wrap it up.
first year jitters, I say patooey. That's
You can
not
do it.
You can do it. You can get past it.
Don't claim none of it.
It's not a thing. Don't claim it as being a thing. You walk in it day by day. And if the day is too long, do it hour by hour. And if it's too long for an hour, minute by minute. You can do anything for a minute.
Yep.
All right? That's it. That's
It's
all we
worth
got
it.
today.
It's worth it. That's good. Good stuff. Good
That's
stuff.
what we got. So, as usual, use this. Give it to someone who can use it, if you can use it, and share this information. You know, go like our YouTube page, Facebook, Instagram, everything. We're trying to grow this platform so the message can get out there.
Absolutely.
If you need us for anything, reach out to us. You got our email addresses, and we'll talk to you next time. But until then, do the best you can until you know better. And when you know better,
Do
do
better.
better. It's James Lee.
I'm Tasha Lee.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Peace.